I'm not immune to stage fright. Um, I've ruined I've ruined shows that I was like had really important parts in from that. Generally though, I get really excited. I really really love being in front of crowds. I really really love public speaking. I just like love that. I love performing. And I love selling things. Like if you give me a product, like it's one of my favorite things to like cuz I usually it's usually cool things. Like even like when I work in like restaurants, like I literally raise I do upsales to the point of 200%. Like I have literally an award for that told me exactly how much I would average. Mostly because like I would promote things that by talking to the person that I was trying to sell, this individual person, I would talk to them a little bit, and I'm just gonna keep it in the scope of food because I do this with other stuff too, like clothing and things. Um, I'm really good at figuring out at like a basic level people really quickly. I've always acted, and I you know, when you act, you have to build this entire character. Even if it's like a small acting role, it's really, really encouraged to, even if you don't say it, you know, just in your mind for your own self, just so you know what this person's gonna be like. One really important part about acting is consistency of character, because it's really annoying when you look at that character that one episode and it's like that's weird for them, like that wouldn't, they would not do that. You know, consistency is super important. um so you know, recognizing what would this person do, what would this person probably like, that's something that I'm lucky that since I've been acting in any way that I could since I was really 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 little, I have a really good talent for that. I'm really good, and sometimes I trick myself into thinking that I really like know a person when I don't. I just like know what their habits might probably be until, you know, you get to know them better, and then it's like, oh, that's what you like. Anyways, um but like with that, I'm really good at selling people things, knowing that I'm only suggesting to them something that I genuinely think they're gonna like. And and then if not, like I'm not like too like, oh, like it's fine if they tell me no, because then that just gives me a better idea about what they might like in the future, or like something different to suggest to them, or if I should stop suggesting things, you know, like I have a pretty good talent for that when I'm talking to a person face to face. When I'm selling a product, I read the whole box, I read their whole packaging, I look at it, I smell it, I do all that kind of thing. Then I know how I should probably um, sell to their audience, knowing what they are saying about themselves, presenting about themselves. I'm having the biggest problem trying to sell my own things. I do a ton of things that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll sell this. I'll sell these little things that I make. I sew clothes. Like I really really love selling clothes. There's a ton of art stuff that I'm like I have to do that. I just like, and I like it while I do it, but it's like nerve-wracking, and it's not always enjoyable. It's like more like a job. Um Modeling is like that for me, and I say that a lot, but something about being 5 foot, I it's like not my favorite thing, because then I always feel like I have to like prove something beforehand, and it's shallow by nature, which is tough for somebody who, I used to have like an eating disorder, and I used to think I was like I used to think my face was like super ugly at the same time that like ever, like no one's ever called me ugly. um Unless they were like genuinely trying to be really mean, like very blatantly. um I don't know, but anyways, that's just my own thing. I don't really like painting, even though it's like fun and everything. It's just not like I don't want to. I do it if I have an idea, and there are certain things that I like to paint. It's just I would rather pay somebody else who paints really well and loves it to paint me something if I have an idea. Um, and then there's things like sewing clothes. Sewing clothes is one of the things that I find genuine bliss. I love sewing clothes. I love creating styles. I sew it by hand too, and it takes forever, and it's so much fun for me. I love sewing clothes for other people. I love sewing clothes for myself. I love cutting hair. I just don't really have the time to commit to like learning how to get licensed and do it like perfectly and then have to do it to like a bunch of different strangers. Like that part I wouldn't love to do, but I do love cutting hair and doing makeup and everything. I'm considering becoming a makeup artist since I sat through a few makeup artist schools, makeup academy schools. When I would like model for them almost every weekend for a little while, for one of them, and it was just like really nice and fun, and it was cooler too because like a lot of the things that they showed them, like the actual application, I already knew, which felt really cool for me, but I got to see like how they keep everything sanitary, a little bit of the business side of it. um that kind of thing would be cool to know. I also always make friends with the makeup artists on set. Like they're always like one of my favorite people. Um, but yeah, no, the idea, and I've been having this problem for years now. I'll make like little clay things. That's like I love sculpting tiny little clay things. I'll like glue them onto like magnets and they're adorable. I'll make little beads. That is kind of where I think I'm going to start really small because when I get overly ambitious, it makes me more nervous and then it makes me more like, I don't know. It makes me compare to all these other people who are like established, and then I'm like, how do I do this? And then I just don't, or I do, but I like flop it because I'm like not doing that kind of thing that where you know that you'll be successful because like you're doing it right. I do it like weird. I do it like ways where you're like you just you feel yourself blocking yourself before you even do it. Like I'll do that. Um so I guess I just found the solution to my own problem, and I'm just telling you guys that I'm going to be selling bulk beads that I hand make, cuz at least that way, just like how I did here where I like met a bunch of producers now, and I finally like met people who could help me with my music. I just knew that I had to like do a little bit more like networking with people because I had to meet new people. I had to meet new people who actually wanted to do this as a job, not just a hobby. Um, because it was like I had something that I really needed other people to be really serious about to help me with. And it might not be that serious to you guys, but like I've always wanted to have like a small shop. I love having a boutique. It's just really hard for me to be able to like confidently sell those things. I make it such a joke and then I want to just give it all away. But I really do want to sell this stuff. So I'm going to start making bulk beads to kind of like get myself used to like not treating it like a hobby and actually treating it like a little job, because I want it to be a little job. And I really feel like I need to do something like that in order to stay within the art field, or else I'm going to have to go and like work all the time in some place that I love but won't progress my actual careers, if that makes sense. Thank you. Bye. I have 20 more seconds to tell you that I'm going to try to make shipping really small too. So